Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I'm going to do a little impromptu video tonight. I hope you guys don't mind. It'll be on me and not on you, okay? So tonight's presentation is on why WordPress websites for business. And there's a lot of reasons why, but the main reason is there's so many other options to build it besides yourself and a designer that or developer that keeps it hostage in their own domain. And I know some of you have had experiences with websites that have not been pleasant. I hear them all the time. And oh, I paid somebody a bunch of money to build a website, and then they wanted more money to finish it, and it was more than we agreed upon, and now I don't have a website. They control it, they won't release it, it's not finished. Or I tried to build it myself and it just didn't come out. It just didn't work the way I wanted it to. Or I built my own website, it looked great. I don't know why nobody goes to it, but I built my own website. So I believe that WordPress is the right tool for small businesses. I believe that WordPress is the right tool for, if I push this button any more than I have to, this is technology for you, for the what I call the customer journey. And the customer journey is awareness, consideration, purchase, retention, advocacy. You hear a lot of marketers talking about the funnel. And the funnel is a great marketing tool, but it's what the business wants. It's from the business perspective. As the owner at the bottom of the funnel, out comes the customer, or out comes the profit. From a customer, from a user experience version, this is a customer journey. How many different places along the customer journey is your website going to touch a customer, or your social media, or your business card, or your brochure, or your Facebook page, or your LinkedIn, or a blog post you put on Tumblr? These tools that are online, especially on your mobile phone, are part of the customer journey. And it's getting more and more and more important to make sure that your website is viable, attractive, and engaging. It's got to be engaging. If your website's not engaging, then you're going to have a really hard time connecting with customers. I mean, relationship. I've been in sales for over 30 years. I was a paper boy, going out and knocking on doors, trying to get people to sign up for the paper route. And it got so busy and I got so many new customers that I had to push around the papers on Sunday in my sister's baby carriage. Luckily, she had grown out of it by then. But there wasn't even an internet back then. Sales is sales. People buy from people they like, trust, and they have a relationship with. That's how sales work. And whether you're in a service business, whether you're in a medical business, it doesn't matter. The way that people get excited about something and purchase hasn't changed since Jesus was in the temple with whips and clearing out the guys that were selling doves and the money changers. So sales is sales in so many ways. I'm making it really broad, but I'm going to use my perspective, which is 30 years of professional sales, and I'm going to add the sales rep to a WordPress website. Does that make sense? So we're going to talk about the customer journey because that's what matters to the customer. Once you get them excited about something and they click on it, that's awareness. In consideration, they're going to click around to a couple more sites. They're going to look and see if your price is great, or if you've got good testimonials, or if you've got any reviews. So there's a consideration stage. And then there's the purchase stage where they actually come into your store and they order something, or they buy something, or they have dinner at your restaurant. That's the purchase stage. But beyond that, there is the retention. You want them to come back, so you're going to show them great service. You're going to maybe give them a survey. And you know what would be awesome? If they gave you a 5-star review. There's one tool that works better than almost anything else in SEO to get your website shown on Google local, especially on local websites, local searches, is reviews, good, positive reviews. And lots of them. You can have a bunch of negative ones in there if you've got a whole bunch. If you've got 2 reviews and one of them's not so good, that's really going to be tough for a customer to consider you and to purchase from you. I got this cool little pointer that I keep using my, little, anyway. So, what we're going to talk about today is the customer journey, and retention is keeping that customer. Advocacy, obviously, is having them be your raving fan, having them go out and tell their friends, give you referrals, give you new business. And WordPress is one tool out of a million, but it's the most popular tool on the internet today. So we've got the 1 out of every 4 websites on the internet is built with WordPress. And excuse me, the tools that are out there for WordPress themes and WordPress designers and developers, you can, as a business person, you can do it yourself. You can do it with help, DWY, do it with help, and DIY, do it with help, do it yourself, and done for you. So DFY. Those 3 things, do it yourself, done with help, and or done with you, I guess would be DWY, and DWF, done for you, DFY, done for you. So those 3 choices is really what I want to focus on, because in WordPress you can choose from lots of different tools to either do it yourself, do it with help, or do it done for you. There's choices where you say, come on, build me a website, I'll pay you X amount of dollars, come in, look at my business, see how it runs, and 2 weeks later I want to see something online, here's a check. That's done for you. You tell them what your keywords are, what people are searching for, and hopefully if it's a done for you website, they come into your business and they see how you do things, and they ask a whole bunch of questions so that they understand your customer journey and the way that people will go through the buying process of your product or your service. If it's done with help, then they're going to coach you through the process. They're going to be a consultant that actually comes in and helps you or your team build that website or make that website better, and you find out through the process of done with help, what are the important things to focus on? How can you be productive and efficient with your time and your investment on the internet? And DIY, there's Wix, there's Weebly, there's WordPress.com. There's 1,000 choices out there of where you could build your own website. And I think WordPress is a great solution, either .com or .org, and I'll explain the difference. Is for a business owner or the marketing person or a person within an organization to build their own website and manage their own website. So there are about a 60% market share for WordPress on the internet. There's a correlation to that 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 searches now come from mobile devices. So the 60% market share for WordPress, and you're going to have a lot of people say that we need to build a website for you in Drupal or in Joomla or in XYZ special coding that's really cool and awesome, and we can make it do backflips, and all I need to do is have you spend $3,000 an hour on me doing custom coding to make it all work. There are that other 40% of websites, or actually 30% if you include Joomla, are custom coded, custom built websites. And that's kind of like if you go back a few years and somebody came in and custom built your network and then went out of business and you called the new IT guy and he came in and went, I I have no idea what he did here. It's very similar. WordPress is the same language with the same tools, with the same process. You know, there's a few tweaks and there's a few different themes and there's a few different ways of doing things. But if you have someone that knows how to use WordPress, they can use most of those, and it's a very short learning curve. I think if you know how to work a word processor, then you know how to work a WordPress website. It's available in 62 languages. You know, there's WordPress is behind the top 1,000 sites, 33% of them. You know, Forbes.com is a WordPress website. There are a ton of big websites that are WordPress. I forgot to bring my list of all of them, but there's a ton of big ones. And there are currently 44,000 plugins, and those plugins have been downloaded over 1 billion times. And what is a plugin? A plugin is nothing more than an app or a piece of software. It makes the website, it gives you another tool on your website to do something cool. If you want to have a pop-up on your website, well, that doesn't happen in WordPress by itself. That's a plugin. If you want to have your calendar, have somebody click on it and schedule themselves on a calendar, or see when you're booked on your calendar to schedule an appointment, that's a plugin. If you want to have a form that they fill out so that you get a little bit of their information before they come into your store or into your office, that's a plugin that does that. And there's 44,000 plugins. And just like apps on your phone, it's important to check and see if the plugin is any good, if it's well rated, how many times has it been downloaded, and how recently has it been updated. But you can do just about anything with a plugin. You know, it used to be, you know, I built my first WordPress website in 2010. I sold my first WordPress website in 2010. Here we are 6 years later, and WordPress is the dominant CMS, content management system. It's just the way you build a website. It's its own plugin for an internet website, I guess. So the WordPress is the tool. I lost my train of thought here. Oh, in 2010, I built my first website, and you didn't have all of those plugins. You weren't able to do all of that. You had to go in and code those yourself. And as people were coding them and creating them, now they're open on our marketplace. A lot of them are free. A lot of them are now able to be purchased as a premium plugin or premium theme. A theme is like a template. They've done all the design for you. You just kind of plug in your stuff where you want it. Themes are awesome. I'll talk a little bit about the Divi theme, which just released. It's amazing. Love to talk to some of you about Divi Theme in the next hour. In 2010, when I built my first website, you could get Google Analytics. And Google Analytics told you how many people went to your website, how many pages they visited, how long they were there, what your bounce rate was. So Google Analytics, you know, Google, you'd log into their website, you get a password, they'd give you this gobbledygook code thing. And it said, copy to clipboard. And you could copy it to the clipboard, but then on your WordPress website, you had to go in and then find a folder and then put it on a folder and really put that snippet of code into the backside of your website. It took knowledge of how it works. Today, there's a plugin for that. I go to Google, I get a little code, I take that little code, I put it on my plugin, and now I have Google Analytics on my site. So WordPress has gotten so much easier. In WordPress, almost all of the new WordPress releases and themes are mobile responsive. Mobile friendly is okay, mobile responsive is better. Mobile friendly means that they kind of shrink it down and make it fit your screen, no matter what size screen, tablet or laptop you have. And the mobile responsive means they actually change the layout for how it's going to appear on your phone. So sometimes the menu changes, sometimes big pictures go away, videos go away, and for mobile responsive means it's designed to work on your phone, not just shrink to your phone screen size. And if your website's not mobile friendly, which there's a lot in Grand Junction that aren't, then Google is really penalizing you in search. They're not going to show you if somebody's searching from their smartphone or their tablet. And guys, 6 out of 10 searches now are coming from mobile devices. So 6 out of 10 searches, if your website looks like caca on a smartphone, then Google thinks that your website is not worthy of being put on that tablet or that smartphone. So they're gonna really they're not going to show that search response to your potential clients. So when I talk to business owners about what they want their website to do, they want people to call. They want to, on the smartphone, you click the call now button. They want people to find their location if it's retail. They want them to book an appointment. They want to get a lead. They want the website to take one more step in what we would call the customer journey. And a WordPress website gives you that tool. You can really get the interest level. You can get someone excited about your product or service with a WordPress website on the landing page, on the About Us page, on the services page, and on smart devices. So this was what a WordPress website looked like in 2008. And in 2008, a WordPress website wasn't much to look at. It was absolutely challenging to make that look like an appealing, good place to do business, to be attractive to your clients, to get them to consider purchasing your product. So that's why there's a ton of custom programmers and a ton of people that learned all these other languages and coding so they could build these awesome websites. Well, now that's what a WordPress website looks like. That's just above the fold, but dynamic pictures and videos and shapes and sizes. And some of the cool things that we'll talk about is this is your H1 headline, which Google uses in search engine optimization. If this H1 headline back in the day, you had to put in with code to tell Google, this is the headline, this is what we're talking about, this is important. So that's what search engine optimization people did, is they went in behind the dashboard and they coded in what the headline was, what the title text was, what the meta tag was. These things now are built right into your WordPress website. And in the dashboard, you fill in the excerpt. The excerpt is what search engines and other websites will show, kind of a little short version, and then you click the read more button so that you get to click on that website. This is really for the advanced class, but it's just one more example of how things are constantly changing in technology. Things are changing so rapidly in technology that we have to face the fact that next year, things might be totally different than this year. And 2 years ago, things are totally different than they are now. 2 years ago, Google didn't care whether your website was mobile friendly or mobile optimized or at all. You got the same ranking regardless. Now, Google has 3 different types of search responses: Google Maps, Google Local, and Google Regular. So the things will continually change. And what an API is, oops, I keep forgetting I got this cool little pointer. An API is a way that two different technologies talk to each other. So one of the tools you hear about a lot is Mailchimp. And Mailchimp is a autoresponder. Somebody clicks on I want to join your newsletter, they give you their email. That email goes to Mailchimp, and Mailchimp sends them out an email that says, hey, do you really want to join our mailing list? Click here to confirm. You've probably had that happen once or twice, haven't you? Well, the way that Mailchimp and WordPress talk is an API, and there's thousands of different types of APIs that allow different types of software to talk to each other, and programmers now can build, they're like Legos. They can build this app onto that plugin, onto this theme, and make it all work through API. An API is really how so many different apps are built for your phone. Google released its API. iOS, the Apple operating system, released their API so that all the people out there in the world, if they choose to, could build upon that technology. That's also called open source, and it makes it available for more improvements all the time. Well, WordPress has released a very standardized one that's going to allow for more standardization, better operation with their plugins, and it just makes me more excited about how much better WordPress is going to be next year. So looking at what 2016, that's what that means, is that's just a preset out of the box homepage. There's a new product called a Divi Builder, and actually it's not new, it's 3.0 is just released. And Divi is on front of the page. What you see is what you get, or a point and click or drag and drop builder. And let me tell you, it is making building a website so easy, fun, and to the point now where you're going to find people just building modules or sections. So you have a video section, you have a landing page section, you have a call to action section, which is a piece of your website, and it could have all kinds of different things in it, and then you're going to build a website not page by page, but piece by piece. And that's what Divi does, and that's just really exciting. There's going to be all kinds of new information from Walk to Success on Divi and the Divi Builder. So keep in touch for that. Just so you know, Walk to Success does offer feature-added hosting for Divi. It's WordPress with Divi Builder added on top of it, with some awesome plugins that we've vetted, we've checked to see how nice they work together, and we've given you a toolbox that you can just walk onto the job to build a website, and Walk to Success, Steve Attarian, will help you in either do it yourself, done with help, or done for you. We can work with your small business to help you build a website that looks amazing. But more than looking amazing, it's a website that'll engage your customers. So, we want to talk about why WordPress, websites for business, not how to build a website. Divi is how you build it. Plugins are how you build it. The why you build it is because pushing information out from your website, like a brochure online, isn't how people operate anymore. People really, really want to see they want to receive engagement from your website, just like they want to be engaged on social media. You can put posts up every day, and if nobody clicks on them, likes them, or shares them, or comments on them, they're not getting engaged with. Google knows when somebody clicks on your website and goes in deeper. They know when they're on the website long enough to read the article. Google knows when they click on and watch a video. Guess what? Google owns YouTube. Google loves Google. So anyway, I digress. But Google is an important friend to have. Kind of like WordPress is the dominant CMS or website product on the internet. Google is the dominant search engine. It's the #1 search engine, or the #1 website in the entire world. Facebook's still #3. But more people spend money on Facebook advertising than they do on Google, Twitter, and Instagram combined, just so you know. So designers and developers are that left brain, right brain combination that had to work together to build websites, and they still do. They still need to do that for WordPress and for building WordPress. You've got the person that makes it work, the operations, and then you've got the person that makes it look good, the design. And they very rarely are nice in the same person. And then you've got the business owner that, he's just going to do it himself. He's going to publish it himself. He's going to use Wix or Weebly, or he's going to, do a tutorial on YouTube on WordPress, how to make your business profitable with WordPress. And all three options are great. The problem is that left brain and right brain don't always work well together. The process gets to be very, very complex, very difficult, because you've got somebody that says, if they click here, the new form opens up, and they fill out the form and click enter, and they send the form encoded to the dentist, and the dentist just is able to open that form and put it right into their contact management system, and they have a new client created. They don't have to do any extra typing or anything. The developer says, "Isn't that great?" And the designer says, "Yeah, but can we do something about the white background?" The forms are the forms, and I'm kidding, but designers and coders really don't think the same way. And what Walk to Success brings to the table is that sales perspective. Neither a designer, with that very artistic, very creative, very, I'm jealous that they can do so much with sight and with emotion and with colors. I'm not a designer by the way my brain works. I'm also not a developer. I'm not, on that engineering project management. I shouldn't say project management. Engineering, very detailed, very organized, very this does that, that does this does that type mentality. Those two are awesome together, but they're not the same type of brain function. And I'm a salesperson. I've been in professional sales since I was 12 years old, and not professional sales then, if you consider newspaper sales professional, but I was good at it. The sales mentality of what it takes to build relationships and walk up to a stranger and say, "Hey, how you doing? Have you heard about our product?" That mentality isn't really native to either the design mentality or the programmer mentality. You'll notice that 45% of businesses still don't have websites. And if they do, how many of them are mobile friendly? We're going to really get into detail on this in the second hour. Again, these classes are the third Monday of each month, September, October, November. So the next class is October 17th. Following class after that is November 21st. And we'll figure out what's going on after the holidays. Your feedback would be great to let me know when the next class is good for your schedules. So the first hour is free, and I hope that I'm providing great information and things that you can go back to your business and use right away. And the second hour is an extra $20 or $20, and we're going to go in detail, in depth, question and answer. You can pick my brain as a consultant. Normally I'm $70 an hour, so for $20 you can just pick my brain and get all the tools out of me that you can for the second hour. We're going to go deep on this, but what is SEO and why do you need it? SEO is important for mobile marketing. Local SEO, like I said, Google Local and Google Maps are different searches. They're different responses. When somebody searches from a smartphone and they're able to pull the GPS, you're going to see different responses than from your laptop or your desktop computer. So SEO, search engine optimization, there's a slide coming up here a little bit that says why WordPress is so good at it. And the cool thing is there's plugins that are good at it. And you can hire somebody to help you learn how to do SEO, but I want you to realize that your website and your SEO is not set it and forget it. It's not like a business card you can print once, and when the box is empty, you print the same thing over again. Things are changing so fast, and people want engagement. You cannot just leave the same thing up all the time and think it's still going to be interesting. If I've gone to your website and it's the same next week as it was this week, why would I need to go back? And that's what Google does too. If they don't see anything changing and adding to your website, they're not going to go back and index it. And if they're not indexing it, chances are you're not rating very well. So that's what search engine optimization is. We'll get deep into that in the second hour because it's really important. But just remember that 80% of search engine optimization is now on the page. It's what people read and see, the pictures, the videos, the words, the titles, the subtitles, the bullet points. 80% of all SEO is on the page. The other 20% is in the dashboard and behind it and encoding and that kind of stuff. And it's not as important. If you make something interesting and exciting for clients and potential customers, then it's going to be great for Google too. First to people, then to Google. Why content? And this is the part that's so hard for small businesses owners, is to put fresh, new, interesting, engaging content onto the website. That is just really a challenge. So, what is content? Content is a blog post. Content is a new page. Content is a video. Content is a social media post. Content is a slide share, a slide point. You take a PowerPoint slide like we're going tonight, and I post it on my website. That's content. White paper is content. Anything that I can put onto the internet underneath the domain or underneath my website address, Google will find that content and index it, and if it's relevant to what somebody's searching for, you have a better chance of showing up on the search engines. And if you're not adding more and more content, there's less and less chance that Google's going to find you and find it relevant. I use a cool little tool when I'm online when I search Google. I search Google, if you go up to the top of the Google search, there's search tools. You click on that, and then another thing opens, and you can choose to search only new information from the last week, the last year, the last month, and in the last 24 hours. So when I want to find super relevant information, if I want to find the best price or the best technology on something, I simply search what is showing up on the internet in the last 24 hours. And then Google, they know where I'm at because my computer tells them I'm in Grand Junction, Colorado. My smartphone says I'm at the Business Incubator in Grand Junction, Colorado. And it shows them exactly where I'm at. And then those responses, even in the last 24 hours, are based on my relevancy, my intent, and my search term, my keyword. And then we also have pay-per-click. And again, this is for the second hour, it's too deep, but WordPress websites allow you to build page after page after page. And if you're going to have an ad that you're paying for, and someone clicks on that ad, you're wasting your money if your Facebook ad or your Google AdWords or your AdWords Express takes them to your homepage. I'm telling you right now, stop wasting your money. If they're going to your homepage, then you are not using advertising or pay-per-click well. You're not optimizing it. You're not really getting your money's worth. But if you can send them to a page that you designed to answer the question they asked Google, if they click on widgets and your website's about business tools, you can build a page under business tools that is business widgets. And if I'm advertising business widgets and I click on it, the good customer journey, the good customer experience is they go to the page that talks about widgets, the video that shows widgets, the first picture that opens up is a widget. Again, this is really about the second hour, but money is being spent with Facebook really by a lot of small business owners. And they're simply clicking the button that says boost this post or get likes, and not even going in and targeting or using the tools that Facebook gives you to pick an area and pick a demographic and pick an audience. But there's a tool called a pixel that Facebook will give you, and you can put that on your website. Again, there's a plugin for that. You put that pixel on your website, and that's what a cookie is. A cookie is a pixel, a piece of programming, a piece of code actually, that tracks who goes to your website. And if you send somebody from your Facebook ad to your website and you have that cookie on there, then Facebook can actually tell you that was a successful ad. And guess what? That cookie goes off with your client. And if you choose to advertise to them, that cookie tracks them. Have you ever been on a website and you looked at, softball, bats, and you're on Facebook a day later, and sure enough, on the right-hand side in that ad stream is softball bats. And then you're on your favorite news channel, you're watching, Huffington Post or Fox News, and in the banner ad right below the article you're reading is softball bats. How do they do that? They do that with cookies, and it's a little piece of programming that is easy to add to WordPress. But again, none of that matters if you're not tracking your click-through rate and your cost per action, cost for achievement or attainment, or there's a whole bunch for the CPAs, but it's really cost per action and or cost per attainment, and that's what a new client is. What does it cost to get a new client? What's your click-through rate? If you send 1,000 people, somebody calls you on the phone and says, "Hi, I'm an SEO expert, and for $200 a month, we can get you on the first page of Google. What's your keyword? Tennis rackets. Great. We're going to get you on the first page of Google for black and orange tennis rackets in Grand Junction." I don't have any black and orange tennis rackets. Well, that's the only way you're going to get on the first page of Google for $200 a month. I digress. But you can send all the traffic in the world. If you're on the first page of Google and somebody clicks on it, where do they go? What do they see when they get there? WordPress is going to give you the tools to make the journey from click to close make sense. If I click on a search term for tennis rackets, I should go to a page that opens up that says tennis rackets. If I'm searching for tennis rackets near me, I should open up a page that shows me a map in the business hours and how to go buy a tennis racket right now. So, why WordPress websites for business? WordPress is nothing more than a tool to build a website. I use the abbreviation WWW for business because internet in general for business cannot be ignored. Yes, radio advertising still works in some markets. Yes, billboards still work in some markets. Yes, TV works in some markets. But internet advertising on smartphones and on social media and on the internet works very well too. It's more trackable, and in my opinion, gives you a much better return on investment. So in radio, the cost of radio ads, and especially here in Grand Junction, have gone up in the last 5 years. And how many people are still listening to those local radio stations? Some people aren't, and that's the first thing they do when they sit in their car. But other people are listening to Pandora, and other people are plugging in their smartphone, and other people get to have their playlist from their iTunes. They don't even have to do anything. They just sit down in the car, and the car knows their phone's there and can pull a playlist from their phone. Last year for Christmas, I went home, and my mother has her Apple phone playing Pandora on her minivan. She likes it because there's no commercials. So there are different ways people are doing things. People are getting more of their news from smart devices because they can choose what they read, where they read it, and when they read it, versus a printed newspaper. No, printed newspapers aren't dead. But people, and a lot of people, especially people in that age group from 30 to 50, are choosing to get their news with their control, which is through websites and social media and smart devices. Again, content marketing, content. It's the new SEO. The more you publish, the more articles you have, the new pages, new blog posts, new articles online, the more important it is to send customers. And I'll stick by this statement all day, every day. If your website looks like caca, there are some people are going to gauge the quality of your business based on what your website looks like. Picture somebody on Main Street, you're walking down Main Street, and the front of their store is kind of ratty looking, and stuff's falling over in the window, and the windows haven't been washed in months. That is the first impression you get of their business. Well, the website's the same way. Your website is what your first impression is when someone goes to check out your business. So, content plus context equals conversions. What are conversions? You know, you hear conversion rate optimization now. It's kind of the new SEO or the new buzzword. Conversion rate optimization is when someone goes to your website and they fill out your form, that's a conversion. When they click to call you, that's a conversion. And if you send 10 people to your website and one of them choose to join your newsletter, which nobody joins newsletters anymore. I hope you have something better to offer than to fill my inbox up with another thing to read. But if 10 people go to your website and one of them fills out your join my newsletter box over in the corner, then that's one conversion. If 10 people go to your website and 3 of them click on your video, that's a conversion. And if they, at the end of your video, you say, hey, go to this website, or hey, click here to call, or here's our address, come on in, you know, there's a percentage of those that are going to come in. And all of that is trackable. Even now, there's devices you can put in your store that when somebody comes into your store, it looks at their smartphone and says, that's somebody we advertised to last week. It's called a beacon. So content generates traffic. It generates brand awareness. It generates, it can increase your leads and sales. Some businesses just want leads. They just want somebody that says, have someone call me. I'm interested. Wouldn't your salesman love to come in the morning and have 3 new leads on their computer where somebody actually asked for more information? It happens all day, every day. If your website is set up well to convert, and if it asks the question, would you like more information? Give us your email. Give us your phone number. We'll happily have our expert contact you. Content costs less than traditional marketing. And this is something a lot of people would argue about. But I can tell you that the cost per click can be as low as a penny. And the cost per click can be as high as $300, $400. But I know that a billboard in Grand Junction costs from $800 to $1,200 for one billboard in one location for 1 month. If you've ever done Facebook advertising, and even if you just pushed a boost button and spent $5 a day, that's $150 at the end of the month. And I guarantee you get more responses and more people that have clicked on that or seen that than ever saw the billboard that they tucked away on Grand Avenue. And content encourages engagement. Guys, I keep pounding on engagement. Engagement is why you need a WordPress website for your business. No longer is it putting information in front of somebody. If we're not getting likes and shares and comments, if we're not getting testimonials and reviews and stars, then people are going to gauge how successful your business is just by your level of engagement. And if you're not engaging well on the internet, if you're not engaging well with your web presence, if your brand is not at all engaging, then your business probably isn't growing. And I hate to be blunt like that, but if you don't have engagement with clients, you know, they're going to want to be engaged online before they come into your store. They're going to want to be engaged online before they pick up their phone and call you. And maybe it's not 100% of customers, but it's a large enough percentage, and that percentage is growing consistently, that if you're not engaging your customer online in some positive way, it's hard to have your business grow. So this is a long quote. You know, basically, Niel Patel is a guru in search engine optimization and online marketing, and he says that producing and publishing information that builds trust and authority is among your ideal customers. That's what content marketing is. Google actually tracks your trust and authority as part of how they give you ratings and how they move you up the search engine. If you've written 5 articles on the internet and you've got good authority, Google knows that because they can see those 5 articles and hopefully they're all pointing back to your website. If you've never published anything online and there's a guy that's published 5 new articles online, Google are going to show their website before yours every time. Most of the time. Unless it's on the map and they're closer to your business. So 80 to 90% of Google's crawling issues are fixed with WordPress websites. So this again is just the evolution of WordPress, all that code and all those problems that Google would have to find the next page, and does this page connect to that page, and who's linking to the website. All that stuff that Google used to do is, and still does with their robots and their spiders, is much easier now with WordPress. With WordPress, it is literally spoon feeds Google what they need to help your site be found simpler and easier. And I can tell you here in Grand Junction, guys, it's not a big battle to come up on the first page of Google if you're doing that 80% online and you're producing decent content on a regular, consistent basis. And yes, that's social media and your website. It's not that hard, and you don't have to pay $10,000 or $800 and use this system and that system and this system. If you're using a WordPress website and some good advice, and you're either having somebody help you do it, or you're paying someone to do it for you, and you have a good plan and strategy for your online marketing, here in Grand Junction, you can rock and roll on the first page of Google if you're doing it right. And being on the first page of Google, it's kind of priceless, but it's even in that first 3 that are now below the map. And if anybody guarantees they can put you there, don't spend your money on them, because even the best of the best cannot guarantee that. And as soon as they do guarantee it, Google will change the game again. So there's plugins. WordPress is built to be SEO friendly, and there's other themes. There's SEO themes. There's Divi themes. There's themes that are designed to help your website be attractive to Google. Even the most attractive website gets stale if there's not new content added. And Google really does want to answer the question that's asked. That's Google's mission. This is right from Google's website. Google wants to answer the question that's asked. If someone is searching for a quantum physics solution, Google's not going to show them your business, even though you may have quantum physics textbooks in your store. They're going to show them information. But if somebody searches for quantum physics textbooks, Google's going to show them the closest store, or the store that they feel is going to have the best solution for that customer, the best selection, or something, a website that actually has solutions. I don't know anything about quantum physics, by the way. Here we go about mobile marketing, and we talked about it. We talked about how important it is. If you are not available, if you don't even have a website, if you think that your Facebook page is going to be the solution for your business online needs, you're really going to lose the battle when it comes to mobile search engine optimization, mobile customers finding you. Google and Bing and Yahoo all have programs that use your location and their map servers and stores, the stores that are advertised, stores that are listed, stores that have product, restaurants and bars and nightclubs, and all of these businesses are now in that directory. Bing, Yahoo, and Google. Yellow Pages, Donnelly directory, and names and numbers. It's how people find your business. If you might show up with a Facebook page in Google on the first page on a laptop, but chances are you're not going to show up there on a map ad or on a Bing search unless you're searching within Facebook. And now Facebook is the third largest search engine. People are staying in Facebook and searching for what they want. It's a big, long quote, and it's more information. I'm sorry to make your eyes bleed by reading this, but it's important. 92% of people that search on a smartphone purchase within a day. Don't you want them to purchase from you? This is why you need a WordPress website for your business. 76% of consumers who search with a smartphone use the term nearby. I need a restaurant nearby. I need a place to process my film nearby. I need the example came to mind, hemorrhoid cream nearby. There's a lot of ways people are going to search, but they have a GPS device right on their phone. You know, a smartphone is less than arm's length away 20 plus hours a day. And it's not going to change, guys. It's going to get more and more driven to when people are searching for a product, they actually want to be advertised to, but they want to be advertised to in a gentle way, not a pop-up right in their face, and they want to have something that's in context to what they're looking for. 81% of smartphone owners use their phone to find business information such as store hours and products available. You know, 15% of searches are now happening in the store when someone's looking for a product. They're comparing prices right in the store. They're also looking for other competitors. If your store is not real friendly, if they walk in and you say, oh, what you need is down aisle 4, and really what they need is down aisle 6, while they're walking from aisle 4 to aisle 6, they're seeing who else has got what they need. It's that fast, it's that easy, it's at their fingertips. And if customer service isn't delivered through engagement, online and offline, when you build these relationships with customers, you get them to like you and like your product and like your service, it really starts at the 5-star review and works backwards. And e-commerce, you know, I know that a lot of you in this room are saying, but I don't sell products online, Steve. No, but you sell your phone number online, you sell your email online, you sell your database online, you want people to give you their email so you can send them emails. You sell your services and your products, your authority, your team, your about us, all of those things are portrayed online. But 39% of e-commerce sites are powered by Woocommerce and Wordpress. Woocommerce is a plugin, but it's an awesome plugin that allows you to feed products. You can feed that right into Facebook. You can have your own store on Facebook, and Woocommerce does that for you. You can connect with Google products. You ever search for a t-shirt or a ball cap or a baseball glove, and those products come up on the right-hand side of a Google search? That's Google products, and you've got to give that information to Google, hopefully optimized. So even here in Grand Junction, we could be selling products right next to the big boys, right next to REI, right next to Sports Authority. Oh yeah, probably not next to Sports Authority anymore, huh? Hey, I think we're done. So I do want to close out of this for a second and show you what I have on my desktop, if we can read it. Oh, this is fun. So these are the most popular colors on the internet. Blue is the most popular, red's next, then turquoise and yellow. Green is the highest converting color there is, and it's the least popular. So, I don't know if you can see that or not. This is the conversion decision, and it talks about the customer journey. What's the discovery path? What's the amount of pain? what's the effort required, word of mouth, process, price. We're going to get into this in the second hour. I hope you guys are happy you invested your time and effort to come here for this first hour. And I'd really like to get feedback and questions. And we're going to do question and answers for a little bit. You can go to walktosuccess.com, sign up and pay for the second hour. And I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Thank you.